On 18th of February 2011, Abdulrahman Abamid marched peacefully alongside many Bahrainis toward the heavy-guarded Pearl Square to protest regime killing of peaceful dissidents. But the unexpected happened, or had he actually expected it? Abdulrahman Abamid was born on the 25th of May, 1979. He was married and father of 3. Abamid was shot by Bahrain Defense Force, whose deputy supreme commander is also the first deputy prime minister and the next heir to the throne. Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa is promoted by the Western media as a reformist. However, most Bahrainis appear to have the opposite opinion.
أنا أقول حق اللي يقولون إن ولي العهد إصلاحي اللي هو سلمان يجون يطالعون أخوي شلون تعذب تعذيب منهجي.
كابشي سيد هاشم لا أوافق بأي حل من الإصلاحات وراح ما نرضي إلا طبعا الرموز يخرجون من السجون وهم لهم الرأي هم ضحوا المعتقلين. طبعا ما أعتقد إن في راح يسوي أي إصلاح. هذا النظام ما أعتقد يسوي أي إصلاح. ما نشوف أي مبادرة وأنا لا أقبل بأي إصلاح حل غير القصاص من قتلة الشهداء.
ما نقبل أي حل من ولي العهد. إذا بسوي حل إصلاحي في الأحلام أي إصلاحي. إحنا نبى إذا بكون حل قصاص أخذ حق أخوي إصلاحي ما أخذوا حق أخوي أدوها أخوي تعذب تعذيب منهجي. ما شفنا واحد تقدم إلى المحكمة إنه يتحاسب على تعذيب الشهيد علي صقر. أي إصلاح ده أو إن إحنا نقبل أو ما نقبل بأي سبب من الأسباب غير القصاص إحنا ما نبى.
Ironically, in order to label Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa as reformist, someone else needs to act as hardliner, and no one can play this part better than the longest-serving prime minister in the world, Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, who has been in office for more than 4 decades. We asked a Bahraini activist in London why regime's crown prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa is described as reformist in the mainstream media.
Well, I think the reformists' wing versus hardliners' wing is nothing but a political propaganda that serves to justify West government support to the reformists' element within a regime that has largely become a military junta. Without this reformist element, the West would have a very hard time signing multi-million defense contracts and exporting arms to Bahrain. And I also believe that this propaganda aims to divide the opposition. For instance, the formal opposition whose interests are somehow aligned with those of the regime can use this propaganda to justify their deviation from the general call from a republic and demand improvements in the current unpopular monarchy in a state.
Bahrain formally declared independence on the 15th of August, 1971 and signed a friendship treaty with the British government, terminating previous agreements between the two sides. However, the Bahraini government does not celebrate or mark this date in any ways. Instead, the government celebrates the 16th of December as the national day to coincide with the day that the former dictator Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa became emir in 1961. In 1970, the UN dispatched a special envoy to Bahrain to ascertain the wishes of the people of Bahrain in pursuance of the request of the governments of Iran and the United Kingdom. However, after quickly going through the UN official report, it has become evident that the whole situation was a struggle between Iran, which was being led by a pro-West Shah at that time, and the United Kingdom. The report does not document the number of individuals interviewed by the Commission, but it states that the Commission also consulted leaders of organizations, societies and institutions. it remains unclear whether those leaders were consulted on personal or professional capacities. It is quite interesting that the mission was accomplished in an unrealistically short time, less than 18 days. And since the commission consisted of 6 members, it is not clear how they managed to get the full picture. It is also noteworthy that the list of organizations and institutions to be met was expanded just when the mission was about to commence. Perhaps, the most controversial part of the whole event, was also the most important one, the way the outcome was concluded. The one and single criteria was how Mr. Gishardi felt. No statistics or analysis had been presented to support the conclusion, or more accurately Mr. Gishardi feelings. In other words, it was totally up to Mr. Gishardi alone to decide the fate of the entire nation. At the end, many serious questions remain unanswered, including the nature of the questions, the methods of judgment, the percentage of citizens participated out of the total population. For those who believe Bahrain independence from the United Kingdom was merely ceremonial, the speech which the self-proclaimed King of Bahrain Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa made at Windsor last May was not surprising.
A unilateral decision, which my father said, why? No one asked you to go.
The vast majority of opposition in Bahrain believe that their country is yet to be fully independent and it is practically still under a vast influence of the British government, the US administration and House of Swords. As the 42nd anniversary approaches, the various opposition factions are preparing to make it a remarkable day. A day of Tmerd or rebellion when they will stand steadfast against what they perceive as a West puppet military junta. The people are determined to take to the street of the capital Manama, challenging the state of emergency the ruling family is threatening to impose.